As earlier narrated, Senator Garba Musa Maidoki joined the National Working Committee of PDP a day before the Senate minority leadership was announced. Contrary to the agreement of the meeting was what informed Maidoki's reaction.
I cannot imagine I'm a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on a minority party, and a minority leader has emerged without even sending me a text message. What type of party are we having in PDP? We have a minority caucus where we have been meeting regularly. This issue was never brought. We were at the PDP secretariat yesterday, and we were told that nothing has been finalized. We asked the PDP secretariat, okay, if there is nothing finalized, please write a letter to the Senate, telling them that we have not agreed on the leadership of the minority caucus. Unfortunately, we cannot even come together and agree who should lead us. To come at the Senate and just hear that some people have sat down and they have agreed, 36 senators, they have nominated the minority leadership, I think is sad. And if 36 senators have out of 50 have signed, as it is said, and I believe they did, I just believe that this is not a system that must be encouraged. Now that leadership has emerged, I have nothing against those who emerge. We are willing to work with them to make sure this Senate succeed. We are not afraid of anybody, and we want to be plain and clear. Nigeria is a project that must work. Transparency in everything government must be entrenched, and we must be sure that whoever come to the position of leadership come with clean hand.
Garba Musa Maidoki is not intimidated to speaking the truth. When he speaks, he is full of brutal honesty, face on, outright without seeking for other people's approval to be him. How many Nigerian politicians can do that? Most Nigerian politicians have a horror for the truth. In the so-called Nigeria's politics is a dirty game. Many people will rather be deceived, that they will rather hear a lie than the truth. Not from Senator Garba Musa Maidoki. Maidoki's inflexible attitude always is that a fact was a fact, and no amount of human wishes could alter it. And his position is simple. In the words of Kebbi South, if the truth brings chaos, then let there be chaos. Maidoki's riot reaction reveals his finest character of disregarding personal consequences in comparison with the good or evil of any action. Senator Maidoki reported himself to the Senate President. I presume he told the Senate President, "Your Excellency, distinguished Senate President, with all humility and due respect, I came to tell you that I did not vote for you, not because Senatorial was my brother, but because he approached me first and sought for my vote, and I gave him my word. However, having won and emerged our Senate President, I am here to pledge my utmost respect, unflinching support, and allegiance to you as I did in my oath of office." After the meeting, Senator Maidoki has this to say.
I had a productive meeting today with Senate President Senator Godswill Akpabio to reinforce the strong bond between our leadership and discuss critical matters affecting our beloved Kebbi South. Our primary focus was a lobby and campaign for urgent actions and robust measures to combat the relentless wave of banditry attacks across the Zuru and Yauri Emirates. The safety and security of our people remain our top priority, and I am committed to leaving no stone unturned in our pursuit of peace and tranquility. These incessant attacks have caused great anguish and hardship to our communities, and it is high time we put an end to this menace. During our meeting, Senator Akpabio and I discussed strategic approaches and potential solutions to tackle this issue head-on. We both share a firm belief that immediate action is crucial, and we are determined to work tirelessly to protect our people from the hands of these criminal elements.
On the 6th of July, Maidoki had the opportunity to support a motion on the investigation on one of his area of specialization, oil and gas, where he displayed in-depth knowledge.
I rise to support this motion for any investigation that will show any either inadequacies of any agreement that the government has entered. But please, I also want to point out I've been a director of contract for NNPC. I want the distinguished members to know that gas contracts are signed upfront. Huge amount of investment is needed to process the gas to the quality that the GENCO will need. Without a make, take or pay clause, the investment in oil and gas will likely be zero. We have, for all the NGL trains we did, we have the take or pay clause for 10 years before we cite the NGL project. This is a project that will cost anywhere between $5 to $10 billion for one train. If you recall, sir, we have problem of shortage of gas in the country, and the government had given incentive that they want to subsidize gas production. If you go to Niger Delta, you see gas flaring everywhere. It's not because people don't know that the gas is useful, but the amount of resources required to process this gas to the form that it will be used is very huge. So we want to encourage private participation in the upstream oil and gas. These people are borrowing money from abroad to invest, and we should encourage them. If there are any infringements, yes, we should correct it, but please, let's try and encourage our people without a make or pay, take or pay clause. In most of our oil upstream contracts, investment will be zero. So I support the motion that investigations should be done, but please, let's encourage private companies to do the business of upstream oil and gas. I so submit, Mr. President.
Maidoki spoke with authority of one with years of cognate experience, garnered over 3 decades of service, which culminated in the attainment of rank of the Director of Contracts in NNPC. Simply, without much ado, Maidoki shared his knowledge with colleagues, the distinguished senators of the 10th Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.